I can't afford that much.
Dude, set pass! Jesus.
I'm tempted to call 10 just to avoid that. I'm thinking, oh, Garnet. Okay.
Damn it. Check this out, okay. I'm going to show you how to beat me, alright?
Yeah,
Activate Nova. Activate Nova. Detach the Cyber Dragon, summon the Cyber Dragon. Now, overlay your Dry and your Cyber Dragon, and then activate.
Yeah, so I still get the Cyber Dragon. Oh, I thought you could do. Oh, right, Dry is not treated as a Cyber Dragon.
No, dude, you know, why did you do something? I didn't tell you to do that.
I know, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. You Chimera Tech with the Cyber Dragon and the Jizukiru, and then you slap an Infinity on, and then you suck up the Garnet.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't know why I didn't do that.
No Cyber Dragon engraved. No Cyber Dragon engraved. You have all machines, so this is how we're gonna get the Cyber Dragon in the grave.
Oh God.
Boom! I'm gonna keep going. I have game on board, but I'm gonna keep going.
It's a match for a reason.
No, dude! You gotta let me finish! No!
YugiNoNo!
King Prepare! Alright, you guys, it is time to show you my newest version of Cyber Dragons. I have tried and tried and tried, and I have gone in circles today trying to figure out the most optimal build for this deck, and I kind of came full circle back to more or less the last rank 5 build that I showed you, but I've come up with some more combos and more twists to the deck, and I'm going to show you why I came back full circle, and I'll show you what other card choices that I was messing around with and why I didn't end up choosing them. But real quick, if you guys want to Skype with me, duel with me, be in a video, you know, all that good stuff, just like you saw at the beginning of this video, then be sure to check out my Patreon rewards. But with all that being said, let's get into this deck profile. And one more thing really quick that I forgot about, I will be doing an update to the Power Bond version of this deck, but only after we get the legendary dragon decks that come out in October. It would be completely pointless of me to like do a Power Bond deck profile right now and then just have to update it when the new fusion comes out pretty soon. That would just be really dumb, so I'm gonna wait until that new fusion comes out before I update that version of the deck. But now on to this version of the deck. Of course, you start with 3 Cyber Dragon, like the legendary Cyber Dragon. The only reason why you play this deck, I mean, this is the only card, this is what started it all. This is the whole reason why this is even a deck. And then you play a 3 Cyber Dragon core, best monster in the deck. I say that every single profile because it searches out your search card and it's a machine duplication target, which gets you into your really crazy combos, which I'll be showing you later in the video. And next up, you only play 1 Dry because sadly over time it has become the worst card in the deck, and it's because the turn you activate its effect to make it a level 5, you can only summon machines that turn, which really bogs you down. You really only use it as a Cyber Dragon name. You can honestly cut this, like I was playing around cutting it for like a solar windjammer. I was playing around with it, you know, cutting it for an overlay booster. I was playing around with like all kinds of stuff, but I'll get to that more of that in a minute. The vastly superior card to Dry is obviously Chronomaly Golden Jet because it doesn't care, you know, what you do with it. You make it a level 5, it doesn't care what you overlay for. It doesn't have that stupid stipulation that Dry has. It just lets you, you know, go off and do your combos and just do your thing. Plus, it's an awesome reasoning target because your opponent will call 5 and then you bring this out as a 4, then make it a level 5. It's just phenomenal. Then 3 Galaxy Soldier because this is probably the best card in the deck besides Core. It really, really is. It furthers your combos. You can like tribute summon for it, which actually does come in handy with some combos in the deck because you have to get rid of like that Seraphinite, which is like your 1 extra deck monster, so you can go into Nova. Like there's a lot of little intricacies in the deck, and I'm hoping that when I do test stands and stuff, I can show you guys how to play out like every hand that I can. And then of course you play your 3 Gofu because Gofu is not only a level 5, you know, so you can go into rank 5s, but it gets out 2 tokens, so it's just a 1 card Mrs. Radiant. It's a 1 card Decode Talker. You have to play this card. It's just really, really great. And like I said, it's a level 5, so you go into Durandal with it. It's really awesome. And then I came all the way back to playing the Kaijus, even though Slumber's at 1. What I tried doing is cutting out the Slumber. I originally tested it with 1 Slumber and like, you know, 1 of each name, right? And then I was like, well, what if I just make the deck, you know, go first and like do nothing but go first? And so what happened is I tried out the overlay boosters and the solar windjammer, but like the more I tested and tested and tested it, what I realized is by playing these, you know, I wasn't making the deck, you know, better going first. I was just making it more consistent at getting out Durandal to try to unbrick. That's like all I was accomplishing. So I really came back like full circle back to the Kaijus, and I've just kind of, you know, accepted accepted defeat once again. Like, this deck is just a go second deck. You can't really make it go first. You can try these. I mean, Overlay Booster is pretty good. Solar Windjammer is pretty good. I mean, Solar Windjammer kind of sucks when you draw with Gofu, but other than that, these are really good cards. Like I said, though, you really don't make broken boards more often playing these. You just make Durindal more often playing these and try to unbrick. And really, like, you know, if you haven't used your normal summon, the best thing that you can hope for, you know, using your extra deck monster zone, is that you draw into like a core and a machine duplication. But like, how often does that really happen? And that's just kind of something that I had to come to terms with. So yeah, guys, even with the Slumber at 1, the Kaiju engine is just still the best thing to go with, and going second is still just the way of Cyber Dragons. You know, there's nothing you can do about it. And then the last monster you play is the Garnet for the Brilliant Fusion target. And onto the spells, of course, you play your 3 Brilliant Fusion because it makes the deck just better, you know, getting in that level 5 out to be able to make Durindal, and then you like, you know, pop the dead Brilliant Fusion. It actually, you know, makes for some pretty broken boards. I'm going to be showing you, you know, the most optimal hands in the combos, and of course I'm going to be showing you some, like, you know, randomly drawn hands and show you guys how to play those out, like I always do. And then you play a 3 Machine Duplication because Machine Duplication into core is just like the best combo in the deck. Normal summon core, get a search for your search card, activate Machine Duplication. That has been like the best play in the deck since the structure deck came out. It really has been. It's just, it is what it is. Like, you just have to accept that, you know, and just try to get that as often as possible, which is why you play 3 of each. Well, core is more obvious to play 3 of because it's the best monster in the deck, but play 3 Machine Duplication so that you get that combo as often as possible. And because they cut Slumber down to 1, I just added the only thing I could add back, which is Cyber Repair Plans. I couldn't think of anything else to add back, really, you know? Like, Cyber Repair Plans is just the best thing to add back, even though when you have 2 of it in your hand, it kind of sucks because it's once per turn, but it's just a good card either way. And then you play 3 Instant Fusion because this is the combo-based version of the deck. You have to be able to, you know, get those plays going, be able to make that Infinity, make that Durindal, make that Pallades and stuff when you draw the right hand, and that is what the Instant Fusion is for. Plus, the Instant Fusion does serve the purpose of unbricking you sometimes with Durindal if you have to go that route. And then 2 Pot of Desires because, like, what else do you play? Like, this deck needs support. It needs more good spells to play. It really, really does. And, I mean, Pot of Desires is just, like, the best thing I could think of to play. It still is. Besides the one-ofs, of course. The one-ofs are, you know, Soul Charge, which is phenomenal. This card is awesome and unbricks your hands and makes, like, really, really good boards. Reasoning's still pretty good in the deck because you can hit, like, a Jizakiryu or something, get, like, that free 3300. It's just my spicy tech card. It's not terrible. It's not as good as it was, but it's still there. It's still good. 1 Foolish Burial because, you know, Foolish Burial can get you to core when you go second. Oh, and the Reasoning can also get you to a core because they'll probably call 5 once they see you playing Cyber Dragons, but you can get out, you know, you can like Reasoning down into a core, which is a 2, and then if you have Machine Duplication in hand, it gets you, you know, to your 2 Cyber Dragons. So Reasoning's also good there. Foolish Burial, you know, same concept, gets you to core, you know, core for core or core for Cyber Dragon, either way. And then you have your Kaiju Slumber, sadly at 1. I mean, I could see why this card went to 1. This card's actually really, really good. So yeah, it's so good that you still have to play 1 of it, really. And then I play a Raigeki because this is a go second deck, and then an Upstart Goblin to wrap up the spells because, I mean, what else do you play besides draw cards when in doubt? Like, what else do you play? And to the extra deck, you play 2 Cyber Dragon Nova because this is like the best support card of all time. I also say that in every Cyber Dragon deck profile, and it's so true because it floats, it's combos, it OTKs. This card is great. It is also a gateway to Cyber Dragon Infinity, of course, which negates anything and sucks up an opponent's monster, so it's like an Honor Arc meets like totally awesome or whatever. So yeah, the Cyber Dragon Infinity, you guys should all know what it does. You know, Nova, you guys should all know what it does. Fantastic cards. Pallades, you know, bounces a card. It actually contributes to your combos as well. You guys have seen me demonstrate that before. You actually bounce like your own core, for example, to create fuel in your hand for Galaxy Soldier, just do all kinds of derpy stuff. Then Artifact Durindal, you know, it's really good because you'll have like a Dead Brilliant up, you know, sometimes. Actually, you really want to have a Dead Brilliant up all the time for Durindal, so it disrupts your opponent. But even like the hand shuffle effect can disrupt your opponent. But really, you know, Durindal, I mean, it contributes to your broken boards, but really what it does mainly is unbreak you. Like, that's what it does. And then you play your fusions, which are Gymnite Seraphinite, you know, because Brilliant Fusion, 2 normal summons actually really helps the deck. Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon, because you just secure your opponent's monster, and then, you know, summon Cyber Dragon, go into Chimera Tech. It's really good. Panzer Dragon and Invoked Raijin, okay? So these are your instant fusion targets. You guys will notice that I cut the number 38, and the reason why I cut the number 38 is because, like, I added the Proxy Dragon, and more, you know, and I kept, like, I mean, these Link monsters are the same, the Radiant, the Decode Talker, the Link Spiders, but I came up with a really broken combo with Proxy Dragon, so I had to add the Proxy Dragon, and of course with Kaiju Slumber to 1, the number 38 combo that I've been showing you guys over, you know, this past year or however long it's been since I've come up with it. It's just not as consistent, you know, which sucks because I really like that combo. It's my favorite combo in the deck. Besides, of course, you know, Kaijuing your opponent and then using Pleiades to bounce the Kaiju back. That's another really good combo in the deck. So really what I've done with this version of the deck is make it as combo heavy as I can, minus the Kaijus, but like the Kaijus really do contribute to your combos, especially, you know, going into Fortress Dragon, and really especially if you draw Slumber, because it gives you a lot of momentum. So like really going second, this is a, you know, heavy combo based deck, and what you do going first is you compensate for that with your side deck, which I'm going to be showing you right now. So for the side deck, you play 3 Dinko Sekka because this is really good against Paleo shenanigans. A lot of people are going to be trying to play that deck again, you know, with the new list out, and this just shuts them down. Plus it's a light target for Galaxy Soldier, which you'll notice is a theme for a lot of cards in my extra deck. You know, there'll be a Galaxy Soldier target, which is really good, you know, being light. I couldn't think of anything to side. I couldn't think of anything to side for Trickstar besides Majesty's Fiend. You have so many monsters that just special summon themselves, so being able to just like special summon and then drop Majesty's Fiend, very similar to what Burning Abyss did back in the day. I mean, people still play Burning Abyss, but you get my point. Like, you know, people would just special summon a Burning Abyss monster, then drop the Majesty's Fiend, and that's how they, you know, got around a lot of different things. And I just kind of copied that idea for this deck because I couldn't think of like anything else that could really shut down Trickstars besides like the Henwadas. But like Henwada, like it only buys you a turn, you know what I mean? It only buys you a turn, and this shuts them down for good. And Majesty's Fiend is also just really good against tons of other decks, really. I mean, it's good against, you know, like that Infernity deck, you know, that Infernity loop, because, you know, that relies heavily on, you know, Infernity Archfiend and stuff, and they can't really, you know, get their effects, their monster effects, you know, their Armageddon Knight effects, or whatever version of the deck they're playing. They can't get those effects if you have a Majesty's Fiend up. So Majesty's Fiend, I don't know why I didn't start citing this earlier. This is kind of like, you know, I mean, it's really, it's kind of like, you know, drastic to play, but you just kind of have to. I mean, this deck hasn't gotten support in how long now, so you have to make do with what you can think of, you know. Then I play 2 Ghost Ogre because it's just a really good card. You know, then Artifact Lancia, this is for like invoke shenanigans. Ghost Ogre's like good against the, you know, field spells and stuff like that. And then I tech in like a Link Slayer because I didn't want to play Twin Twisters, like, because Link Slayer just has more synergy in the deck because it's like a level 5 that you can drop. Plus it's an Earth from Mrs. Radiant, and it isn't Twin Twisters essentially because you special summon this card, you pitch a card from your hand, and you pop a card. So I mean, it's more or less like a Twisters, and you know, it has more synergy in the deck than Twin Twisters. And then finally, I don't side any spells, but I do side like a Solemn Brigade and a Torrential Tribute, because what you do is for going first, I mean, the Kaijus are horrible for going first. You guys know that. I've explained that before. So what you do is you side out your Slumber and your 3 Kaijus and then put these in, because this is like way better to draw first, you know, than the Kaijus, because the Kaijus like really screw you over. You can't do anything with them. So these make it way better going first. All right, you guys, now you're in the combo section of the video. I'm going to show you some crazy stuff to start off with, and then I want to play some test hands and show you guys how to play out various different hands. So starting off, you're going to summon this Gofu way over here, and I'll explain that. You guys will see why you summon it over here in just a minute. Then you do, you know, this move. You summon your 2 tokens off the Gofu, and then you do this move where you get out, you know, Spider, and then you link summon out your Mrs. Radiant. So bam, you got a Link monster already. You got a free Mrs. Radiant. And then what you do is you activate your Brilliant Fusion, you send your Garnet and your Cyber Dragon, and you get out that Seraphonite. Then you normal summon your Cyber Dragon core, activate its effect, and get a search for a Cyber Repair Plant, of course. And then what you do is activate Machine Duplication, getting out 2 more copies of Cyber Dragon from your deck. Now what you do is you can go ahead and use your core and your Seraphonite and make a Proxy Dragon. That'll open up a zone here and a zone here for extra deck monsters, but you're going to go ahead and overlay these 2, and then of course get out your Cyber Dragon Nova. You can go ahead and activate Cyber Dragon Nova's effect, getting out Cyber Dragon, then activate your Instant Fusion, getting out that Panzer Dragon, paying 1,000, you know, getting out a Panzer Dragon from your extra deck. You know, Proxy Dragon will open up this zone. Then you use Panzer Dragon and Cyber Dragon and overlay for your Pleiades. Oh, and you can also slap an Infinity on top of that. And then you use your Cyber Repair Plants, and then you search your deck for your Chronomaly Golden Jet, and if you noticed you only used one normal summon, and that was used up with the Seraphonite on the board. So you use your second normal summon, your regular normal summon for the Chronomaly Golden Jet, make its effect at level 5, and then you go into your Durindal. So wham, bam, bam. You have a Durindal target, which is your dead Brilliant Fusion. You have a Pleiades and an Infinity on the board, and that is how you make the most broken board that Cyber Dragons could possibly make right now. You also will end with very similar boards, except you will have like a Durindal here instead, and you won't have the Pleiades, but you usually always end with an Infinity and Durindal and like a Radiant or a Decode Talker on board. And to show you that, let's go ahead and start doing some test hands. All right, so we have our trusty tokens. We have everything back in the extra deck. Let's shuffle up, and let's shuffle up pretty well because, you know, I did have everything divided for the deck profile. I might pile shuffle. I don't know. I won't pile shuffle. Let's just go ahead and cut and test our luck here and see what we get. All right, so pretty interesting hand. Ooh, very, very interesting hand. I think a lot of this hand is going to come down to what we rip off of Pot of Desires. But first things first, let's just open up with our Gofu, get our 2 tokens out, and then use our 2 tokens, of course, to go into Link Spider, Link Spider, and then use your Link Spiders to go into that Mrs. Radiant, wherever Mrs. Radiant is. All right, there's Mrs. Radiant, and let's activate Brilliant Fusion. Let's send send Cyber Dragon Core and then the Garnet. So let's send Core, so Core and then Garnet, and get out that Gem Knight Seraphonite to this other extra monster zone that Mrs. Radiant opened up. So we have 2 normal summons because of Seraphonite, right? So what we're going to need to try to get off of the Desires is something like a Galaxy Soldier, a Golden Jet, you know, something of that sort. Yeah, actually, either one of those cards would do great. So let's activate Pot of Desires. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, and 2. So not what we wanted, but we did get the Repair Plant, and we do have a Cyber Dragon in the graveyard, so that will do just fine. Let's see what we banished. Probably nothing that we really, yeah, so just a mix, like a hodgepodge of everything. Ooh, we got 2 Golden Jets. Good thing we still have 1 in the deck. So from here, let's see how live our reasoning is, because they're going to call 5. Galaxy Soldier. So we still have our Kaijus in the deck, very nice. And I don't think and of course we didn't banish our Cyber Dragons, so we still have our Cyber Dragons in the deck for machine duplication, which is great. That's another thing that we wanted to go for with that hand. But I also noticed that we have another core in our banished pile, so like it's very unlikely that we're going to be able to reasoning for a core. So let's activate Cyber Repair Plant because we do have, you know, that core in the graveyard. So Cyber Repair Plant's going to get us a search for let's get a search for Galaxy Soldier. Yeah, let's go ahead and deck then and get our Galaxy Soldiers out of the deck, because why not? So activate Galaxy Soldier. That's gonna pitch the Cyber Dragon, summon itself, and then activate Galaxy Soldier's effect to get the other Galaxy Soldier out of the deck. So we have deck thin successfully. And also note there that we could have searched our Golden Jet and normal summoned and accomplished basically the same thing by normal summoning the Golden Jet here, then tributing this for the Cyber Dragon. But to each their own, it really doesn't matter. This way we still do have an extra normal summon because we're gonna tribute here, bam. And then what we're gonna do is overlay, of course, go into our Cyber Dragon Nova, activate Nova's effect, get out that Cyber Dragon core from the graveyard, and then let's slap an Infinity on this real quick before we forget. Activate that machine duplication from your hand, get out 2 more Cyber Dragons, so 1 and 2. Looking very, very good. And let's overlay the Gofu and the Cyber Dragon over on the left for a Durindal because we have that dead Brilliant up, and that's really good. And then let's shuffle up and see if we can hit something with the reasoning. So let's just say our opponent calls 5. So activate reasoning, let's say our opponent calls 5. That can't be normal summon, so we keep milling, and bam, just like that, we have the gamer seal. And that is how the deck works. Break my board, guys. But let's shuffle up and see if we can get something a little harder. That one was really saved by, the Pot of Duality. Pot of Desires, sorry. That was saved by the Pot of Desires. And Pot of Desires is a fantastic card. It really, really is a fantastic card. It just really sucks when you banish your Garnet, for example, and then like draw into a Brilliant. Like, that's what really sucks about the card. But other than that, it really unbricks you, especially after you activate a Brilliant Fusion. Then you have no worries, you know what I mean? After you activate that Brilliant Fusion, you want your other Brilliants and stuff banished. You want a higher chance of them being out of the deck, so your deck is just not dead, and you can like top deck something, you know, of way more value than a dead Brilliant Fusion. So that is the whole point. That's the whole theory of, you know, Desires. To each their own, though. If you guys don't like Desires, it's whatever. I like Desires a lot, but let's cut this in half, and I like it, especially now that it's gotten reprinted. But let's play play this out. All right, so let's just say we go second with this hand. All right, so going second, like, because going first, you basically lose. Let's be real, because you have nothing. Like I said, this is a going second deck. I'm gonna play this out. Yeah, so play this out going second. You activate Slumber, which is perfect. You give yourself, you give them the Jizukiru, then you give yourself the Kamungus, because you can always, normal summon and go into normal summon, Cyber Dragon Core, go into that, Chimera Tech. So let's normal summon, get a search for Cyber Repair Plant. And then let's activate Reasoning and see what we can get. Let's just say, once again, our opponent's gonna call 5. So activate Reasoning, our opponent calls 5. And oh, see, it comes out as a 4. And then you can activate its effect, make it a 5. Too bad we've already used our 1 normal summon on that though, but it's whatever. This is 1300 more attack that we didn't have. For this, you would just contact Fuse and go into that Chimera Tech, and that's like your 1 extra deck monster, but it's whatever. You have 2000 plus 24 plus 13. It's not terrible, plus you have a search off of Cyber Repair Plants. You could go into Galaxy Soldier, for example. You can do a lot of things here, but let's play out one more hand, guys. One more. Maybe draw the Garnet and see what happens, or maybe draw 2 Brilliance or something. I don't know. Let's see if I can get something really crappy or not. That's decent. Besides that, like I said earlier, that's kind of like the worst card. But let's try to make the best out of this hand. So making the best out of this hand going first, let's just summon the Gofu there, because why not? Bring out your 2 tokens, and then the tokens will go away, and then you get out Link Spider. So spiders go away. And then you go into that Mrs. Radiant. So bam, and let's activate Brilliant Fusion. Let's go ahead and mill out regular old Cyber Dragon with this hand. So regular old Cyber Dragon and Gem Knight Garnet, and we'll go into Seraphinite. So first normal summon, let's use Cyber Dragon Core to search a Cyber Repair Plant, because that'll get us to whatever else we need, because Cyber Repair Plant searches like the whole deck. It's really good. So keep note, we've only used 1 normal summon. We still have a second one off of Seraphinite. Let's go ahead and use Cyber Repair Plant, and we're going to search out that Galaxy Soldier. Activate Galaxy Soldier's effect, pitch the Dry, which gives us another name in the graveyard, which is kind of like what Dry is there for. That's really all he's there for. And then you search out another Galaxy Soldier. Like, Dry could be okay sometimes, but most of the time he's just kind of bad. So with this hand, what you do is you overlay these 2, and you will go into your Durindal. So bam, we got Durindal on board. Then you'll tribute your Cyber Dragon Core, tribute summon for a Galaxy Soldier, and then overlay these 2 and go into Cyber Dragon Nova. So bam, we got a Nova. Activate Nova's effect, summon out Cyber Dragon, which is crazy, and then slap an Infinity on top of that. And let's see what we rip off for Reasoning again. So let me shuffle up, assume that they call 5 once again, and see what we get. Like, we've gotten some really good test hands. Wow. All right, so they call 5, and then we get a core. But yeah, guys, that is going to do it for this deck profile. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that I was able to properly demonstrate all the things that the deck can do, and all the things that you could do to kind of help unbrick yourself. But sometimes, you'll go first, you'll open with Kaijus and like a Raigeki or something, and there's nothing you can really do about it. The deck is just the deck. You want to try to go second, and if you do go first, you want to side those Kaijus out and put in that Solemn Brigade and just try to make the best board that you can on top of the Solemn cards that you sided in. And I cannot wait to do the next Power Bond deck profile, because I'm really excited to see what that fusion is. I hope that it's really good. If it's not really good, then I'm gonna burn Konami to the ground. Pretty sure that they heard me, because as I'm editing this, they came out with the new Chimera Tech monster, and it's pretty dang good. But be sure to let me know what you're playing in Cyber Dragons down in the comment section, and as always, be sure to dick slap that like button and subscribe. Subscribe.